Did you know that a 2,500-year-old book still influences modern warfare, business, and politics? Sun Tzu, the author of The Art of War, lived during the 5th century BCE in the Kingdom of Wu, now part of modern-day China. His military acumen and wisdom earned him fame as both a soldier and strategist. The historical records reveal that his expertise led the king of Wu, Helu, to invite him to compile his principles into a book. This became the 13-chapter treatise that is now revered as one of the oldest and most influential works on military strategy. The book, written over 2,500 years ago, transcended its original purpose, becoming a foundational guide for leadership and strategy in various domains beyond warfare, including politics, business, and interpersonal relations. The king of Wu tested Sun Tzu's principles by asking him to implement military discipline on 300 palace women. Sun Tzu divided them into 2 groups, each led by a favored royal concubine. He taught them basic commands like turning left, right, or backward upon the beating of the drums. Initially, the women laughed and failed to follow instructions. Sun Tzu emphasized the importance of clear communication, stating that the failure of the group was the fault of the commander if the orders were unclear. When the women continued to disregard his instructions, despite repeated clarifications, he ordered the execution of the concubines in charge, despite the king's objection. This strict adherence to discipline ensured the rest of the women followed orders with precision. This test not only validated his theories, but also demonstrated the critical role of accountability in leadership. Sun Tzu's methods were later applied on the battlefield, leading to Wu's conquest of the neighboring state of Chu. He demonstrated how smaller, disciplined forces could defeat larger, disorganized armies. His strategies led to Wu's expansion and enduring influence across the region. The book influenced military strategies in Japan, where samurai used it to unify their nation. During the Gulf War, many American soldiers carried a copy of The Art of War, showcasing its continued relevance in modern warfare. Japanese and Chinese businesses integrated the book's lessons into corporate strategies to achieve success in global markets. South Korea employed its principles during economic reforms to withstand external pressures in the global trade landscape. Chapter 1. Laying Plans. Sun Tzu begins by emphasizing the importance of careful planning and preparation before engaging in war. He outlines 5 essential factors that determine success: moral influence, the unity between ruler and subjects, weather, understanding natural conditions and their effects, terrain, the strategic advantage of different landscapes, leadership, the qualities of a wise and competent general, and doctrine, the discipline and structure of the army. He stresses that victory is secured through deception, adaptability, and the ability to foresee the enemy's moves. He warns against engaging in battle without certainty of success and advises generals to exploit the weaknesses of their opponents. Chapter 2. Waging War. This chapter discusses the economic burden of prolonged warfare. Sun Tzu highlights the necessity of swift victories, stating that prolonged conflict drains resources, morale, and national strength. Key principles include that war should be decisive and not drawn out. Supplies should be taken from the enemy rather than burdening one's own nation. And efficient use of resources is crucial for maintaining power. The overarching lesson is that war is costly, and its goal should be to achieve victory with minimal expense. Chapter 3. Attack by Stratagem. Sun Tzu asserts that the highest form of warfare is winning without direct combat. He outlines a hierarchy of strategic success: defeating the enemy without battle, disrupting alliances, attacking the enemy's army, and besieging fortified cities, the least preferable option. A general must assess strengths and weaknesses carefully, avoiding battles that do not ensure victory. Psychological warfare, deception, and strategic planning are key elements of success. Chapter 4. Tactical Dispositions. This chapter focuses on defensive and offensive tactics. Sun Tzu advises, a strong defense ensures survival, an effective offense ensures victory. A wise general should secure their position before engaging in battle. Invincibility lies in self-preparation, while victory depends on exploiting the enemy's weaknesses. He warns against complacency and emphasizes the importance of constant vigilance. Chapter 5. Energy. Here, Sun Tzu discusses the application of momentum and coordination in warfare. He likens a well-trained army to water, adapting to the shape of its environment. Key points. Energy comes from the combination of flexibility and controlled force. Effective strategy uses both direct and indirect attacks. Surprise and deception create opportunities for decisive action. Chapter 6. Weak points and strong. Sun Tzu emphasizes exploiting the enemy's weaknesses while protecting one's own vulnerabilities. He states, attack where the enemy is unprepared, avoid areas of strength. A successful general remains unpredictable and adaptable. Flexibility is crucial. No single strategy works in all situations. Understanding the terrain and the enemy's disposition helps in gaining a tactical advantage. Chapter 7. Maneuvering. This chapter focuses on troop movement and battlefield positioning. Sun Tzu advises, avoid unnecessary conflicts and maintain strategic positioning. Secure supplies before advancing. Control the battlefield through speed and adaptability. Sun Tzu warns against rash actions that lead to exhaustion and unnecessary risks. Chapter 8. Variation of tactics. This chapter explores adaptability and decision-making in warfare. A skilled general must adapt strategies to fit the battlefield conditions, avoid using the same tactics repeatedly, and understand that every battle requires a unique approach. Rigid thinking leads to defeat, while flexibility enables survival and success. Chapter 9. The Army on the March. Sun Tzu describes how terrain and environmental conditions influence war. He explains how different landscapes affect troop movement and the importance of reading the enemy's intentions. Key lessons. Interpreting enemy signals can predict their actions. A general must assess risks before advancing. Using terrain to one's advantage enhances strategic positioning. Chapter 10. Terrain. A deep analysis of different types of ground and their strategic importance. Sun Tzu categorizes terrain into 6 types and provides guidance on handling each. First, accessible ground. Both sides can move freely. Second, entangling ground, difficult to traverse, must be secured first. Third, temporizing ground, advantageous, but only under certain conditions. Fourth, narrow passes, must be controlled to prevent ambush. Fifth, precipitous heights, occupying high ground gives advantage. And finally, positions at a distance, speed and resourcefulness are crucial. Understanding the landscape determines a general's ability to win battles. Chapter 11. The 9 situations. Sun Tzu outlines 9 types of battlegrounds and the appropriate strategies for each. Dispersive ground. Close to home, soldiers lack motivation. Facile ground. Easy to penetrate but hard to control. Contentious ground, highly strategic, must be seized quickly. Open ground, favorable for maneuvering. Intersecting ground, neutral zones between powers. Serious ground, deep within enemy territory. Discipline is key. Difficult ground, rugged terrain, slow movement necessary. Hemmed-in ground, surrounded, requires escape strategies. And finally, desperate ground, fighting for survival leads to extraordinary effort. Chapter 12. The attack by fire. This chapter discusses the strategic use of fire and other destructive methods. Sun Tzu categorizes fire attacks into 5 types: burning enemy camps, destroying enemy supplies, attacking supply convoys, setting fire to strongholds, and using fire in battle to create chaos. He also advises that weather conditions influence the effectiveness of fire attacks. Sun Tzu highlights intelligence gathering as crucial to victory. He identifies 5 types of spies. First, local spies, who are recruited from the enemy's region. Second, inside spies, who are officials within enemy ranks. Third, double agents, who are enemy spies turned to one side. Fourth, doomed spies, who are used for misinformation. And finally, surviving spies, those who successfully return with intelligence. Information is the key to winning wars with minimal force. Notable quotes. First, the greatest victory is that which requires no battle. This principle emphasizes the importance of diplomacy and strategy over brute force. Second, all warfare is based on deception. Misleading the enemy creates opportunities for success with minimal effort. Third, in the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Challenges can be turned into advantages with the right mindset and strategy. Conclusion. The art of war is more than a military manual. It is a treatise on strategy, leadership, and decision-making. The core lessons include: victory comes from preparation, deception, and flexibility. War should be swift and resources efficient. Intelligence and understanding of the enemy are critical to success. Sun Tzu's principles continue to influence leaders in various fields, proving their timeless relevance. Whether in business, politics, or personal development, mastering these lessons can lead to success without unnecessary conflict. Thank you for listening. Please consider liking and subscribing to our channel.